Hello, friends. I'm coming to you from my home once again. I'm so glad to be back. So, welcome back to the channel. Before we go any further, I want to say something simple. Thank you. Thank you for being here, for listening, for walking with me through all the twists and turns this little corner of the internet has taken. Today's episode is a little bit different. This is episode 13, the first of my 2 June episodes. Think of it as a behind the scenes moment, a pause maybe before the next step. I'm still organizing thoughts, and I'm also organizing this room behind me, and I'm organizing the rest of the house. But it's like being in a whole new home, so I'm very grateful. Very, very grateful. Before this channel ever existed, this idea for it had been simmering for years, literally for years. Honestly, since the pandemic. It was one of those ideas that, I would tuck away thinking, maybe, algún día. I couldn't get it going then. I felt like I didn't have the technical expertise, I guess you could say. But then December arrived, and suddenly everything started clicking. I remember recording my very first little commercial for the channel, sitting there with those clunky headphones on, looking like I was about to pilot a small aircraft. This was really before I had any idea how to use my Tula mic, which I'm using here now. It was before I knew anything, which, by the way, was all self-taught. I didn't know anything about pacing or lighting or editing or anything, really anything. And honestly, I looked like a wide-eyed creative kid who had just discovered a new toy, really. It took me right back to those afternoons when I'd sit on the floor drawing dinosaurs and buildings for hours, completely lost in possibility. So that same feeling came rushing back, like the world had cracked open a little door and whispered, "Go on, explore." I was excited. I was a bit nervous, and I was overflowing with ideas. Cooking, architecture, book reviews, reflections, storytelling, una mezcla de todo, a whole constellation of curiosities. That was my original vision. A channel where anything I loved could find a home. Somewhere along the way, the channel started guiding me instead of the other way around. Certain memories just rose to the surface. They asked to be told. My running away story, for example. The reflections that surfaced when I revisited the book, No Bad Parts. Even that moment when I talked about the books on death in my personal library, how they helped me make sense of things I didn't have words for back then. These stories opened the door to the health crises I've faced through the years, and they really connected dots I didn't even know were waiting to be connected. And then came episode 12. That one reached into a place I didn't expect. It touched something. It touched something very deep in me. And it was something I didn't even realize was still very much alive in me. Recording it felt like stepping into a room inside myself. And I hadn't visited that room for a long time. And the emotion that came up during that episode, it literally surprised me, and it humbled me. Speaking to the camera became kind of a mirror, one I didn't expect. It's something about the safety of the room I record in, this very room, the quiet, the stillness. Those things all opened me up in ways that I didn't see coming. And then there was your response. The comments, the private messages, emails from people who've known me for years. They touched me more than I can say. I wasn't prepared for that. I'll be honest. I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't prepared for how deeply those stories would resonate, or how generously you would meet them. That's when I realized the channel wasn't drifting. It was revealing its true shape. And now I can feel that I'm standing at the edge of a deeper chapter. One that I can see now that everything has quietly been leading me toward. Episode 14 matters because it asks something of me. It asks me to share a part of my life that I've held close for a very, very long time. And sharing something intimate, it's risky. But it's a risk that feels worth it now. The truth is, my friends, secrets can protect us for a while, especially when job security or health care or safety are on the line. Sometimes they're necessary. But eventually, secrets start to take up space inside of us. They get heavy. This secret has been heavy for a very long time. And I am grateful, truly, truly grateful, to have created this space that's evolved enough to feel like the safest place for a secret I've been carrying since I was 27 years old. That's why this moment matters. It's not just a transition. For me, it's a threshold. This channel has taken me places I didn't expect. Deeper, softer, more honest places. And now it's leading me to an opening I've been preparing for without even realizing it. Episode 14 is the beginning of that opening. And I'm looking forward to sharing it with you. Until then, thank you so much for being part of this journey.